Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of the Ragsdale Rumble. I am your host, Big Mike, and it is championship week, everybody. The week before, you find out who's going to go to the bowl games, who's going to make it to the playoffs. First, we got to get through all the conference championship games. I am your host, as usual, Big Mike, and I am joined, as always, by Raj. How are you doing, Raj?
I'm doing good, Mike. Doing fantastically splendid.
I was about to say,
whoa. Hold on. Let me finish my intro. I'm doing fantastically splendid on this beautiful Monday evening. All is well. Had a decent day of work. Now at home. How are you doing, Mike?
Doing pretty good. Exciting weekend this weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on, family, football. But glad to be in championship week. Glad to know that the Tide is going to be taking on Georgia for the SEC championship. But we will obviously do another video later on. Bama versus the World coming up later this week, so stay tuned. We also have Herb in first place, 2 games ahead of Raj. I didn't want to mention that till after I found out you were fantastically splendid, Raj, because I know that normally affects your intro. So
it does.
After that, to mention the record, Herb, you are up 2 games, 88 and 54. Raj, you are 86 and 56. How are you doing tonight, Herb?
I am doing splendidly fantastic.
Okay, that's one way to do it. All right, so it is.
I'm doing better than the Lakers are doing tonight.
Let's not.
I'm not even talking about that.
I just was trying to put it in perspective for everybody. I'm doing better than my heart was doing with about 40 seconds left in the game this week.
Yeah, that was something else.
That was definitely a crazy game at Jordan-Hare, as they usually are. Jordan-Hare usually creates some kind of chaos or craziness for every Iron Bowl. But again, we will go in depth to that later on. I'm sure you guys will talk about it or have talked about it, depending on when this goes on air. On your show on Tuesday, be sure to check in that Herb and Raj podcast on YouTube tomorrow, Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. But we will get into the championship games. We're going to go over every championship game. So we're going to kind of do rapid fire just so we make sure we get it in here. Starting off Friday night with the Conference USA Championship. The other Tiger Killers, New Mexico State University, takes on Liberty. Liberty is currently favored 10.5. And just like last week, Raj, would you like to go first every time this week, since you are still a couple games behind?
Yeah. I don't know if that really did me much justice last week.
Well, I mean, you can say you want her to go first.
I'll go first. I'll go first. Yeah. Simply based on going off record and what the point spread is, I'm gonna ride with Liberty in this game. They're 12-0. New Mexico State does have that one win over an Auburn team, which we just struggled with.
Yes.
I hate to
which
see
means New Mexico State could beat Alabama.
I'm not going to go that far.
Raj, that's the transitive properties of football.
If we play a horribly bad game, then maybe New Mexico State has a chance, but I'm not going to go that far.
Transitive properties of football.
State, so they are, since they beat Auburn worse than we did, I guess they are the de facto Alabama State champs, I guess.
They should be in the SEC championship game this weekend.
I'm gonna ride with Liberty. I'm gonna say New Mexico State got lucky in a few games, but I'm gonna ride with Liberty in this point spread.
It was early in the season, but Liberty already beat them by 16. I just feel like they're gonna come back with this one, so I'm going Liberty as well.
All right, everybody going with Liberty there. Coming up also on Friday night, one that I'm sure we'll all be watching. It's the Pac-12 championship, Oregon versus Washington. Washington beat Oregon earlier in the season, but oddly enough, is a 9.5-point favorite going into this game.
Yeah,
and everybody talks about Oregon being the better team. Everybody you talk about on ESPN, all the other places say that Oregon's the better team, even though Washington's beat them. But to find out, let's think who Raj is going to pick. Go ahead. Who do you think is going to win?
Herb and I have been talking about, all of us have been talking about this game for a while. We kind of saw the rematch coming early on. I've been saying that I think Oregon's the better team on both sides of the ball. They obviously, Washington won the first game by a field goal. I just feel like Oregon has gotten even better after that first loss. I feel like Washington's defense kind of taken a step back. Obviously, they have Penix Jr. and the receiver. I forgot the receiver's last name. But I still think Oregon's got the better on both sides of the ball. And I even said yesterday, I think I told her, I'm picking Oregon by a 10 or a touchdown. Was that early this morning?
This morning it was Oregon by a touchdown.
Okay, I picked Oregon by a touchdown. So I'm gonna stay with that. Oregon by 7. I don't think they cover, but I do think Oregon wins the rematch.
Yeah. Oregon by 9.5 might be one of the craziest lines I've ever seen for a team that lost the first one.
Right.
So Rod is right. We've been on the Oregon train for a while now. I feel like they're the better team. I think coming into this, they've been playing better since that game. I think they've probably marked this down on their schedules. Washington just does not look good. Penix is even falling back in the Heisman race. It's just like something isn't right there.
Yeah.
But having said all that,
oh my goodness! So you really
early on.
Anti-Raj pick. I'm going Washington. I mean, it'll be great to be texting about this. Raj and I will be together Friday night.
Yeah,
we'll be watching this game. Who knows? We're gonna live stream this weekend for the first time for the SC Championship game. Might give you a preview of it during this game. Us on opposite sides would be fun. So, I'm going Washington.
This will help tie up. This will help me in the standings too, because you're going to lose. Washington's going to lose the game, so I'm fine with that.
I can't even argue that, because if it weren't for this pick segment, I would be picking Oregon to win the game. But you know what?
Gotcha.
Go Washington. Whatever they say. Go wash.
Huskies.
Wash clothes.
Huskies on.
Go wash cars.
I don't know. I don't know what their fight chant is.
Go wash your feet for once.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right.
Wash your hair.
So there you have it. Herb will go with Washington, and Raj is going on the Oregon Trail. Hopefully he doesn't die of dysentery.
Oh gosh, the Oregon
Trail. Thank you all old people who get that reference.
Wow.
But we will move right on to Saturday night's games and start off with the Sun Belt Championship. Appalachian State, who Raj actually picked, I think you picked a week or two ago to win. Going up against Alabama's own Troy. Troy is currently a 6.5-point favorite. Raj, who do you have?
Troy's a 6.5-point favorite.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Appalachian State.
I'm going to go Appy State, and then I'm going to figure out why.
I'm trying to figure out why. I know they just put a whooping on Southern last week, but I'm just going to ride with Appalachian State.
So the last time your reasoning was because they beat Michigan that one time. So I mean, they still beat Michigan that one time. So
and they beat Michigan and they beat North Carolina. Was it last year? Correct.
Last year. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to ride with Appalachian State. I'm feeling lucky with them.
All right.
Well, that would be an easy pick for me. I'm going with Troy mostly because of the line. These two teams didn't actually play during the regular season, and it's like all over the place. Like Troy's one conference loss. Oh, they had two conference losses, but one conference loss was to James Madison. Is that even a conference loss? I don't even know where James Madison is anymore. Nope.
James Madison lost?
No, Troy lost to James Madison earlier in the year.
Okay.
And then Appalachian State actually beat them. So if you were going by common opponents, you'd take Appy State.
Yeah.
But heck, one more reason to differ. This championship week is going to be great. I'm going with Troy.
All right.
I actually knew a kid that went to Troy for a while. Scraggly old guy, really goofy looking. Told the worst jokes. And every girl he dated was like 10 times better looking than him. It was crazy. But he went to Troy. So this is a shout out to you, random guy whose name I can't remember.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
And I have a cousin named Troy.
I think his name was Odge. I think his name was Odge.
Okay.
ODG. Odge.
Okay.
All right. So 3 games in, we have 2 disagreements already. Moving on to the good old American Conference, Southern Methodist University, SMU, is taking on Tulane. A lot to play for Tulane here. I think they are trying to get into a New Year's Six Bowl with a win to be in the top group of 5 team. But oddly enough, they are only favored by 3 points in this game. Raj, who do you have and why?
I'm going to go with Tulane. I'm trying to pull up some stats real quick and everything on this specific game.
Well, I noticed this on the last pick. While you're looking at that, I'll kill a little time while you're looking it up. I noticed on the last one that Herb likes the fact that you went first, because while you're talking, he's actually looking up.
He gets to look up stats.
You're trying to look up now. So he does have
in my defense, Raj chose to go first. Like you said, you can do whatever you want. And second, I will stall like a mofo if you will make me go first and pick this stuff. So He's also made it easy because I'm just going opposite him.
What's the line on the game again, Mike?
Tulane by 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tulane.
I have 5.5 right now.
I'm gonna go with Tulane to cover. Whether it's 3 or whether it's 5.5, I got Tulane.
Yeah, I'm taking Tulane in this one. I just think they've been more consistently good all year. Did they lose to their only losses to Ole Miss? I mean, that's perfectly respectable. So going with Tulane. They've played good all year, and I think, like you said, they're going for that New Year's 6. So
all right,
for that New Year's 6.
Everybody, I think that's a whole different.
I didn't think you guys were listening anymore.
Unfortunately, we heard that.
You both were doing other stuff, so I thought y'all weren't listening.
I'm always listening. Do you see how big my ears are? I don't need these earphones to hear you. I can actually hear you from your office. All right, moving on to the Mountain West. Boise State University takes on UNLV. And I did not see a line on this game. Herb, I don't know what service you're looking at. Do you have a line on this game? Because ESPN Bets did not have one on this game as I was looking it up.
I've got right now UNLV plus 2.5. This is as of CBS Sports right now, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. That's the only line ESPN didn't have the only game ESPN didn't have a line on for some reason. But it is 2.5. Raj, who do you think is going to win and why?
UNLV by 2.5. I'm going to go with
no. UNLV underdog.
Underdog.
Boise's a 2.5 point.
Boise's a 2.
Gotcha. I'm going to go with Boise State. Obviously, this isn't the same Boise State team that we know of that beat Oklahoma like over a decade ago and all that mess. They still have the blue and orange field. And that's
all you know, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty much all I know. That's pretty much all I'm going to follow with them. But I'm going to go with Boise State.
Yeah,
that one trick play against Oklahoma. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then the guy proposed afterwards, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Boise State.
Plays. The hook and ladder to get the tying touchdown. Then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Boise also because, like Raj said, I have more memories. If you told me this was a basketball game, I'd pick UNLV because that's where my memories are. But football, Boise State.
I would pick them just because I'm a smart aleck and their initials are BSU, so I feel like they fit me better. So I'd probably go with them anyway. So there you go. All right, moving back towards the center of the country, the MAC championship.
Baby.
Of Ohio, not Miami, Florida. Miami of Ohio.
Yeah.
Takes on Toledo, and Toledo is an 8-point favorite. Raj, who do you have in line? The MAC championship.
Raj, Toledo beat them earlier this year by 4. Raj.
Yeah, I was going to pick the favorite anyway. I'm going with Toledo. Yeah. I'm gonna pick Toledo to cover.
Yeah, I'm picking Toledo simply because they're the favorite. They have been playing good all year, and again, their one loss is to a team not even in their conference. They lost to Illinois, and then they rattled off all these wins. So, go Toledo, baby.
There we go. Everybody picking Toledo. I know they used to be like the Jets or the Rockets. I'm pretty sure that I think they still are.
The Rockets.
I have no idea.
I used to use them in ESPN college football to build my dynasty. I got them playing Alabama a few years and won 17 national championships by myself, I would always go to Toledo just because I liked it. That didn't really mean anything. All right, getting into some more. I say more important. No conference is more important than the other ones, but ones that we will definitely be watching more of. Traveling over to the ACC, one that we will definitely be looking at as Alabama fans. Louisville, who just suffered a big loss to Kentucky, taking on Florida State. Florida State is only a 4-point favorite, even though Louisville just lost to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Raj, who do you have in line?
I'm going to go with Florida State for the fact that they did lose to Kentucky, and I just don't think Louisville's offense is too strong. And obviously, Florida State lost their starting quarterback, but I think the Rodemaker, I hope I pronounced his name right. And side note, I'm surprised he came back in the last game that they played because he took a vicious hit, and I thought he had a concussion or something like that. But he came back in after like 2 plays. So anyway, with that said, I want Louisville to win because I want Florida State to have a loss and make the playoff race a little different. And I also feel like if Florida State wins, the committee is going to take a look at Florida State and say they're undefeated ACC championships, but without Jordan Travis, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for them to kind of put him in at that 3 or the 4 spot because I don't know if they're going to win a playoff game. Anyway, that's another discussion down the line. We'll see what happens after this weekend. I'm going to go with Florida State to win. I think Florida State's going to win the game, but I'm rooting for Louisville. But for the sake of the show, I'm picking Florida State.
All right.
And I'm going with Louisville. I feel like maybe they were just overlooking Kentucky last week. I think they're win this game, but also because I will be rooting hard for them, I'd rather just put my pick where my rooting interests are in this game at least. I feel like they can pull off a mild upset here. So I'm going Louisville.
All right, there we go. Another disagreement there. I will go over the next one. I don't know that there's going to be a disagreement. We're going to do it anyway, just because it is a major conference. The Big Ten, you had it right. The Big Ten championship, Michigan favored by 23 against Iowa.
Once Michigan gets double digits, it's over.
Yeah, we're good. We're all picking. No, not interrupting. We're gonna pick Michigan, but I mean, Iowa's offense has been so horrible, so putrid this year. I mean, if Michigan, like Herb said, if it gets over 10, they're gonna win the game. It's gonna be something like I'm looking at something like a 35-7 type of score in this game.
Iowa with their anemic offense, Raj, is the correct term here.
Yeah, their Iowa's offense is not in vogue right now.
All right.
So somebody heard me use the term in vogue this morning and has decided to bring that back.
Oh yeah, I'm bringing it back.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah,
I always liked in vogue.
Well, Iowa's offense is definitely not in vogue. So
Iowa's never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. No touchdowns.
Okay, sorry.
All right, everybody, you're welcome for that.
Yes.
This is the only entertainment you can get from, or entertainment you can only get from the Herb and Raj podcast. Again, make sure you tune in Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 8:00 to see these two guys above me here do their live show. You won't regret it. It's a lot of fun. We will move on to another game that Alabama fans will be taking a look at. Process of elimination. There's only a couple of them left. It is the Big 12 championship. Oklahoma State goes in and tries to beat Texas, take Texas down in their last year of the Big 12, so they don't leave as Big 12 champions. Texas is currently favored by 11.5. Raj, who do you have and why?
Herb? I'm going with Oklahoma State.
No, you're not.
I'm going with Oklahoma State.
Wow.
To pull off the massive upset. I've been saying this for weeks, and it has not come true yet that Texas is going to lose a game. So they should not lose. It hasn't come true. But I have faith in Oklahoma State and the Pokes or the Cowboys or whatever you want to call them.
Right.
That they pull off the massive upset Saturday morning. I'm going with Oklahoma State to win.
So, full disclosure, are you picking this because you actually think they're going to win, or because of what Herb said earlier, thinking he's going to pick Oklahoma State because of the rooting interest, and you think he's going to go opposite?
I think Oklahoma State is going to win.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's picking them based off the fact that he said they're going to lose a game down the stretch. They shouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, now, if Texas wins, then whatever. So,
yeah.
I
gotta pick Texas.
Okay.
Okie State has let me down. I mean, what was the UCF game after beating Oklahoma? Like, what was going on there? And what was like getting?
Yeah, they beat Oklahoma and Texas lost to Oklahoma.
Yeah, okay. And then UCF beat Oklahoma.
Those are the type of comparisons you use, like when you're playing like Pee Wee football and stuff. Well, we beat the Bears and they beat the Broncos and then we beat them.
And then you just keep it going. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you.
I'm going with Oklahoma State.
I'm picking Texas, but it'll be the one game we're watching together where I'm like, I hope Rod is right. I hope Rod is right. I hope Rod is right. So, I mean, I just feel like Texas is still overall better, but I won't be surprised Gundy got something up his sleeve. So
yeah.
I always wonder, like, were they looking ahead of this game against BYU? Because they almost blew that one this weekend and had to go back to overtime. So who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did see that a lot this past weekend with big favorites.
I don't remember watching any game this weekend where a big favorite struggled with a team that it shouldn't. So I don't personally know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I mean, I may have watched the fourth game in 31 days that may have happened
nice
on
reference.
that. So I can't tell you for sure.
Well, I can't tell you what I was doing at 4:31 on Saturday, Mike. So I don't really know.
No, that's true. All right, and I will apologize to our listeners. We are going to break a rule that we've normally said. Normally, we don't pick Alabama games, but we did say we're going to pick all championship games. So we will pick Georgia versus Alabama. Georgia is currently a 5-point favorite, according to ESPN Bets. I mean, I'm sure it's probably a foregone conclusion, but we will go to it. Raj, who are you picking and why?
I think we're all in consensus here. We're all going to pick Alabama to win the game. It's not going to be easy. especially based on how we played against Auburn this past weekend. It was an ugly, sluggish game. Alabama is going to have to play extremely disciplined, limit the penalties. O-line is going to have to do some dirty damage this week. We're going to have to try to develop some sort of run game. Deeds, I also see Milroe scrambling a lot more in this game because that deep ball pass, he's not going to have a lot of time to throw that deep ball pass as he has in weeks prior. But somehow, some way, Alabama's going to win this game by at least a field goal, maybe a little more. So I'm picking Bama.
Yeah. Let's be honest. If Bama was playing Philly, the Eagles this weekend, we'd be like, I mean, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
But we'll come up with a way to
Patriots?
win.
Maybe they could probably beat the Patriots right now, or maybe the Panthers.
Well, that's not fair,
though.
The
Panthers, They could beat
That's not fair because what do the Patriots got? No, I mean, I'm going with Bama. I'll never pick against them. But I will say this. We do have a good shot at winning. There's still this isn't like we're 20-point underdogs and it's going to be terrible. No. I think now had we said this around the South Florida game or whatever, I would have been like, they're going to get smoked. How did we even get to this game? But no, I believe, I think the team is better now. I think they're game planning for this one. So like Raj said, I mean, I believe Georgia deserves all the respect. The line shows that, everything. I'm with it, but I'm taking Alabama.
Yep, I figured, obviously, but just wanted to talk about it for a second. I did hear something on a podcast today that I thought was interesting. All the times that Kirby Smart's defense at Alabama got beat, they normally 9 times out of 10 got beat by a very mobile quarterback who could also sling the ball. And that's Shaden. That's Milroe to a T.
Yeah. So hopefully, can I say this about this whole thing? Mobile quarterbacks hurt every team. Like, I hate it when they say it about one team. Oh, Alabama can't handle mobile quarterbacks. What team is out there that's handling like mobile quarterbacks and it's just great? No, any quarterback that can run, especially in college, is going to give every defense trouble.
And I just hope that Milroe makes the decision to run sooner than later. That's my only concern. Just don't hold the ball for too long.
And if he passes the line of scrimmage, like, go ahead and keep running.
Just don't stop and back up this time.
Yeah. Don't do that.
And one of the guys on the podcast did make that comment as well, that it's not just Alabama or Georgia or whoever, that it's most teams. So that fact is out there, but it's just kind of one of the narratives from all the Alabama defenses in the past when Kirby Smart was there. So I thought that was an interesting point just to bring up.
Right. No, and I agree with it. I'm definitely not arguing with that. So I hope it didn't come off the way. No, I totally agree with that. Yeah. But it's definitely tough. And then, you play in the SEC before Jalen Hurts, like you just didn't have a whole lot of really mobile quarterbacks doing that. You had more pocket passers in the SEC or more game managers. So I get it.
Oh, yes, sir. There are all the conference championships, but wait, we do have one more game to pick. Since there is only one game next week, we are going to go to the true championship, the only one that really matters, the Championship of America, Army versus Navy, which is next weekend. It is the only game next weekend, so I know we won't do a single show, based on that, just because it's only one game. So we're going to lump it in here. Army is, as of right now, favored by 2.5. Raj, who do you have in the Championship of America?
Well, our dad is retired Army. He served for over 20 years. A vet. Love Dad. Excellent to see him this past week. With that being said, I got to roll with Army. I'm always going to roll with the Army, regardless of the record, regardless of how good the program is doing or not doing. I'm always going to roll with the Army.
Yeah.
All right.
I love the Navy too. I love the Navy. Let's just put that out there.
Raj said it perfectly. Go with Army. And for an extra caveat, if you want to go with common opponents,
okay.
Army beat Air Force and Air Force beat Navy. So I think Army can win like the Commissioner Challenge, whatever their little cup is.
The Commander's Trophy.
Commander's Trophy. There you go.
Yes,
so
the Commander's Trophy.
Go Army beat Navy.
There you go. Right. That is all the games for this week and next week. All championship games. By the next time we see you, it will be the bowl picks. We will do at least two bowl shows. I know we've talked about doing some for the smaller bowls and then doing like the New Year 6 bowls and all that. So stay tuned for more pick 'em videos. This is not the last week, so no matter how it ends up, there's still more Ragsdale Rumble to come. Hopefully everybody has a great Saturday. And as always, roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.